Okay. Hey you guys, my name is Kim Danger, and I wanted to welcome you to our Summit recap call. The purpose of this call is just to give everybody a better idea of what Summit was, what the purpose was, our takeaways, and just share a lot of those light bulb moments and share some of the energy and the cool things that we not only learned, but the connections that we made. Because you saw our pictures, it's really hard to express with the pictures how much fun we had. And it wasn't just about fun, it's about making ourselves better people, building a business. I mean, Summit is, for me, it was the best week of the year. And my first Summit was last year in 2015. I was looking forward to it from the day I left last year. And I really think my Summit experience this year surpassed what I experienced last year. So with that, I will be turning the call over to some of the other coaches that were with us at Summit, and they can speak for a few minutes about their Summit experience. And I do want you guys to put things in the chat bar, so that if you're wondering anything about what we did, what we learned, what I do in life, that's your chance to do it. Or if you just want to listen in, that's fine too. We will be recording this and sharing it for later. So I know it's late, so I'm going to respect everyone's time. I'm going to have the East Coast coaches go first in case they need to log off and put their kids to bed or get to bed themselves. Because I know, honestly, after Summit, we are all dead tired. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tara, my roommate. Okay, girl, go for it.
Hi guys, my name's Tara Tomko, and I live right smack dab in the middle of Pennsylvania. This was my second Coach Summit, and last year I went there pretty scared. I hadn't met many people from the team, and let's see, I took a bunch of dress clothes, high heels, and this year I did not do that. This year I took my cowgirl boots, my flip-flops, and I dressed more like myself. So because I'm a pretty simple person, I don't dress up a lot, and last year I learned that it's not about like getting all fancied up. I mean, it's fun to do that for special parties and stuff, but you can just be yourself. And so I learned that from last year, and I learned last year that I definitely wanted to go again this year. And this year I felt that it was even better than last year. And I know for me personally, there's been a lot of stuff going on in my life as far as my health, which I have a bunch of health problems, which would be a whole nother day to talk about that. But I actually debated on not going, and then Kim and I chose to stay together, and I'm so glad because we know each other really well, and it turned my whole entire week around, and it was just what I needed, a whole bunch of positivity. And no matter what, the different coaches that speak, you pull nuggets from every single one. And I know for me, it's not like even about the rank or anything like that. It's the potential of seeing the vision of your dreams. And I know the way my life works and my health problems, like I need to believe in the vision of my dreams because that's what keeps me going. And that's the whole reason I got into this business, was because it literally gave me a purpose to go on. Like one of my biggest takeaways was I think it was the very last of the workshop, and they had us do an exercise that we had no idea we were going to have to share it, and I actually did a post about it the other day, and they said, where would you be today if you didn't have Beachbody come into your life? So I wrote this down, having no intention of speaking a word of it, and then not even a minute, 30 seconds later, they say, okay, now stand up and tell the person to your left. And of course, the person to my left was one of my coaches, and I told her, and I knew that where I started, I was extremely depressed. I was dealing with, obviously, my health problems that I still deal with, and I was almost suicidal. So I'm telling my coach this, and she's bawling, and I'm bawling because I had to say it aloud. But I knew that if I hadn't got into this business, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm extremely positive about everything, and it's just the belief in life to keep going. And as far as the connection, like I got to meet most of you guys that were there, and talk about holy fun. You know, we all are so different, but yet we all connect, and just like what the hashtag, I love it. So, is there anything else you wanted me to touch on, Kim? You're muted.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. You did a great job, Tara, and I just have to say how awesome it was to be your roommate. Like, it was so fun bonding those first couple days before everyone descended on Nashville. And what was cool is, like, you and I have this vibe, and we just kind of connected online. And we didn't even meet in person until we had kind of known each other online for a while. But you were exactly like I thought you would be online. And I knew, like, I told a few people, I don't want to be anyone's roommate, but I would be your roommate because I knew we would have no issues.
That's right.
And, it was awesome, even though I didn't see you that much towards the end of the weekend because we were both doing our own things. And, that was okay because Summit is just so busy, but I know that, like, we were together in spirit the whole time. And
that's right.
For sure. Right. So yeah, it was awesome. Love you, girl.
I love you too.
Okay. So East Coast people, Nicole, do you want to go next? Because I know it's super late there. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole. I am one of Kim's coaches. I have been a coach. I became a coach just before Summit last year. So I was in the position that many of you may be watching all of them go and really having no idea. I mean, it looked like fun to me, but I was like, clueless as to what happened. I won my ticket to Summit, which was super exciting. So I had no option but to get there, which I did this year. My biggest takeaway from Summit, I think, was that coaches come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. When you become a Beachbody coach, you may start to follow some of the top coaches. And I think that can be a little intimidating for some people because, they all look like they're super fit and they're all, have like this amazing business, and you worry, you judge yourself against them and who you are. When I went to Summit, I met some amazing people, coaches, young and old, with all these different teams made up of all different people. So I think that, oh, hi, Jessica. I see you're chatting with me. Sorry to get off point. Jessica was the captain of our crazy train when we went to Summit. So I think that for me, it's important for new coaches to know that you don't have to, be 100% fit and beautiful and young, that it comes in all shapes and sizes, and you can be very successful. It's about being you, supporting people. On my vision board that I was working on today, I have a saying, and it says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So I think that if you work hard and you want it, you can make it happen. Summit showed that to me, and it was an amazing experience.
Yes, awesome. Like, you are so right. And I'll touch in my little spiel at the end. If you guys don't cover it first, the whole Gary Vaynerchuk thing about hard work and patience, because it's so true. And I'm going to zip it. I'll talk about that later. But yes, like, you are so right. That was my number one fear going into Summit, that everyone would look like a Barbie doll. And it's just not the case. You will find all shapes and sizes there, all sorts of interests, I don't know. It's just a complete spectrum of different, like, the entire, I don't know, whoever you are, you will find someone like you at Summit. So, okay, other East Coast coaches on the line. Lucy, do you want to say something? Hi, Nicole.
Sure. Hi. I had an awesome time at Summit. I didn't really have too many misconceptions before going into it because Kim, really explained it. What I didn't get was how big it was. Just all the excitement and all the people and just how it was just crazy. And I didn't realize that I was not going to sleep either. So I have to practice that because I'm not good at not getting sleep. I don't do that well. But I just went in with the mindset that I was going to love it. When I first became a coach back like in January, end of December, Kim told me you can earn your ticket to Summit. And at the time I was like, what Summit? I don't even know what she's talking about. And I don't really, but then she was like, you have to go. And in my mind, I was like, I'm going to listen to this lady because she told me to get Shakeology and it worked. So I'm just going to keep listening to her. And so I didn't believe in myself at first, but I just kept being consistent and kept asking questions and kept doing more training and kept just doing the vital behaviors. And I earned my ticket to Summit because it was all sold out. And once I did that, I was like feeling so awesome. I'm getting chills like talking about it. But that made me feel like, okay, I can do this. Because I come from like not thinking that I can succeed at anything. And if it doesn't come like snap your fingers immediate, then I just want to quit. Because I, like Kim said, the Gary V thing, that's my biggest takeaway. Work hard, be patient, be consistent, and don't be lazy. Because like, I'm not lazy per se, but if it doesn't come easy to me, then I don't want to do it, So like, and that's with anything. That's not just even with Beachbody, like, but even like, even if I just don't want to do it, like tonight, I was like, I have to get on this call, but it's late, and I have to go to work tomorrow and get up and, do my workout and do my miracle morning and do all my Beachbody stuff before I leave the house at 8 in the morning. And I'm like, I'm getting on this call because it's going to, it's just good for me. And, so I don't know, my fave moment, there's like too many to list. Working out with Autumn Calabrese and my girl Nicole, that was super, super awesome. Meeting my team and like having that friendship and that bond, like Kim said before with other people, we've known each other online, and I've really only known everybody since January, and even other people shorter time than that. But like soon as we saw each other, it was like we've known each other forever. And I don't have a circle of friends like that around here or ever. And like, to me, it's so awesome. Like I didn't want to leave you guys and I miss you guys already. Like, so like Nicole or Kim, somebody said, I'm already excited for next Summit. I bought my ticket, and no matter what rank I am, no matter what, whatever's going on, like I'm already super excited. And, my other one of my fave moments was getting to meet the Beast. That was like, thanks to Kim. That was so awesome. I'm still like, I look at the pictures all the time. I show everybody. And, yeah, just like, I don't know. I feel like these are friendships that will last forever. It's not just like a Beachbody thing. And, just to like believe in myself. Something that Melanie Mitro said when I say this to my daughter now, and I keep like repeating it to myself all the time, because, she said her parents told her that there was greatness inside of her for her whole life. That was never told to me. And I was always told, you can't do stuff. You can't do stuff. You can't do stuff. And, so there is greatness inside me. And if it wasn't for me finding Beachbody, like, like Tara said, I was in a bad place in my life. And I don't know, I was just thinking about this outside, like before I got on this call. I don't know, where I would be if it wasn't for Beachbody, but I certainly know that I wouldn't be doing as well as I'm doing. I know that. And I mean internally. I don't mean like I'm not making big bucks or anything yet, and like that's where Gary Vee comes in with the patience and the hard work and the commitment and the consistency and not giving up. And it's definitely not the money, but the internal stuff wouldn't be where it's at, and I wouldn't have these friends. It's like a whole new world that I didn't even know existed. And that's it. I'm good.
That was amazing, Lucy. And you know what, like just the whole, like I could not have shared that little perk that I earned, like doing the whole leadership ladder with a more deserving person than you, because I know your story, I know your motivation, and you deserve all the blessings that come into your life. And that's what this job is about. And I don't even want to call it a job, because Beachbody is all about making ourselves better from the inside out. And like, like it's more than just the fitness and the clean eating. It does come from the inside out. And for me, I didn't even realize that when I got into this. I didn't I wasn't focused on personal development. I had no idea that Beachbody stood for that. And for me, that has been probably the most transformative thing. I mean, I didn't have a huge fitness transformation, but so for me, it's come from the inside. So anyway, with that, I am going to turn it over to Donna because she is also on the East Coast. And this was also Donna's first summit. And for those of you guys who don't know, Donna's, I want to say 57. I don't know if I got that right. But anyway, she's not the cookie cutter, stereotypical Barbie doll coach that we all kind of think of. And the thing is, Donna is rocking her business. She is on her way to being a 1-star diamond very soon, I'm sure. So with that, Donna, do you want to take it over? Hopefully she heard me. Donna?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I went to Summit because of everything you put on last year. And it looked like fun. So I thought, well, I'll go. And I didn't know what to expect. All I knew was I was just a little 57-year-old woman who's trying to get fit and be healthy. And my daughter went with me, and our first impression was landing in the airport at Nashville. And we looked around us, and my daughter said, I have never seen so much spandex in one place in my whole life. So we were kind of laughing about that, but we had a great time. I met so many people that that were amazing people. There was a couple I met on the bus that just amazed me. I was like, oh, I know I told Danielle, they're older than me. And sure enough, they were 67 and 69, I think. And their favorite program was Beachbody, or Body Beast. So they're an amazing couple and just, doing great. And, so we had fun meeting them and talking with them, and we're friends on Facebook now. So we talk back and forth, but I didn't feel out of place. I thought I would, but I didn't feel out of place. And it was amazing meeting everybody on the team. Nice to be able to give everybody hugs after seeing each other just online. And I guess, my daughter and I were talking, and we just felt like we learned a whole lot. So we, some of it's hard to explain. We're energized and exhausted all at the same time. So we didn't get a lot of sleep either. So, but it was fun. I think everybody should go. So I think
awesome, Donna.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter. I even saw people with disability coaches that had disabilities there. Being a special ed teacher, I was like looking around, but I saw people with disabilities out there working out, and they were coaches just like everybody else. And so that was really nice to see that it's a very diverse family. So, and everybody was so nice and gracious. I've never been to a conference. I've been to a lot and never been to one that big where everybody was, I didn't meet anybody who was obnoxious or, really rude or anything. Everybody was really nice. So, I think we already got our tickets for next year. So we're going again.
Okay, well, and I just have to share one thing because Tara and I did the Country Heat certification the day before Summit started, and you're talking about people with disabilities. There was a woman behind us. We all kind of broke out into little tiny groups. She had a neck brace and a boot on her leg. She had very, very limited mobility, and she was out there. Mm-hmm. Not only was doing the workout, she got certified to teach the workout. So Beachbody is for everybody, everybody that wants to bring fitness and health into their lives, or personal development, or, just make themselves a better person. And, as long as I'm talking about the Country Heat certification, I'll kind of go off on that a little bit too, because I will admit, when I first heard about Country Heat, not even being a country music fan, I thought it was going to be the cheesiest workout ever. Like, I'm like, no way, I'm not doing this. Are you kidding me? I really was like, no. But the more I got to learn about it, I did both of the sneak peeks that came out on Beachbody On Demand before. Like, I think the first one came out in April. Really enjoyed it. I knew that it was going to be a huge hit. And still, even like going into Summit, I was still a little bit skeptical. I knew my clients would love it. I knew that it would be, a huge seller, but I wasn't convinced that I would love it personally. Well, hello, Stacy and I just did it. She came over earlier this evening, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to show you this workout because I had so much fun. And Tara, maybe you can attest to this, but I loved it so much that evening I went out and was teaching people in the bars in Nashville how to do all the moves. And I loved it. And anyone can do that workout too. So anyway, I don't want to.
My kids love it too. My kids love it.
Yes. And like anybody can do it, like from kids to senior citizens to like the woman with the neck brace and the boot. I don't know if you noticed her, Tara, but anyone can do this workout. And it's fun. So it brings joy to the whole process of working out. It makes it accessible to people that don't have a fitness background and just want something that will make fitness a little bit fun. Maybe they're like T25, like we talked about this. That can be a little bit intimidating for a beginner. This workout, not so much. So if you have beginners in your circle that just want to do something fun and burn some calories, this is the workout for them. And they don't even have to like country music. It's awesome.
There was quite a few pregnant women too.
Yeah. So Tara, do you have anything to add about the country heat? Because you were at the certification class.
And I was like you, when I first saw the video of what they were coming out with, I thought, oh my goodness. Because I think you and I actually even had that conversation. And then on the cruise, I had the VIP workout with Autumn, and I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I was soaked, and the next day my legs and butt were so sore. And I was like, well, it must be good stuff. And I loved it. I laughed the entire time and smiled, and the workouts go really fast and they're quick. Like if they're 26 to 27 minutes, and that's my cup of tea. So it's definitely a fun workout, and we all need to make it fun, or else we just don't want to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So I want to keep moving here because we have a few other coaches to get to. So let's see. Should we go with Devin? Are you ready? You want to unmute yourself?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
You guys hear me okay? All right. So, well, my name is Devin, and I've been a coach for just over 2 years. I live in Wisconsin, right smack dab in the center of the state, so not from a big area by any means. And, this was my second summit that I went to. So like I said, I've been coaching for 2 years. My first year as a coach, I earned my free ticket to go to Summit. And for those of you that are on this call that are not coaches, what that means is that we just have like a little goal as a new coach where the first 3 months of your business, you need to help 3 people per month, with their fitness and get them started on their fitness journey. So if you do that, Beachbody rewards you with this free ticket to Summit, which last year and this year it was in Nashville, and this next year is in New Orleans. So it's a super cool opportunity because we view Summit kind of as like the mecca of Beachbody events where you can network with other coaches, you can work out with celebrity trainers, and it's just a really, really great chance to see what Beachbody is all about. You hear from the CEO, Carl Deichler, millions of times while you're there. Like you feel like he's like your best friend by the end of Summit. So I don't know if any other job that you've worked at has made you feel that way about the CEO. You probably don't even know the CEO for the job that you're working for, to be honest, because if you're in a big company, that's just not something that's normal. So, with Beachbody itself, it's just a great opportunity. But one of the main takeaways that I want to talk about, and it kind of plays off of what people have said so far, but it's just the fact that you don't have to be a certain mold to be successful in this business. Like you don't have to be a woman. You don't have to be in your 20s. You don't have to have a bikini body and blonde hair and, be a fashion runway model. Like you see a lot of that, but that's because there's such a big wide range of people. when I went to Summit, I was in tears like a million times, and Leah, you'll probably make fun of me because I cry at like everything, but I'm super emotional apparently. But looking around, seeing the many ages of people, and men, women, different races, different ages, different backgrounds, people covered in tattoos, and then next to them would be someone who's like a supermodel, like it just was so eye-opening to see that, because you don't have to be a certain person to be successful with this business. And one of the things that really hit home for me was, to kind of give you some of my background, like, I grew up, I went to high school and I got a degree in college and I got married and had kids and I kind of lived that normal life. But throughout that, I was suspended from college and I barely graduated. And then I got this corporate job, which wasn't really my cup of tea. It wasn't my passion. And, you kind of feel stuck at that point in your life thinking, okay, what more can I do? Am I going to be stuck in this job forever? Or is there something I can be passionate about, while I'm in my 30s? And is there a chance for me to meet new friends in my 30s? That's also hard too, unless you're sitting at a bar all night, which if you have kids, you really can't do. So, thinking of all those things and wondering, okay, like, how can I change my situation with my career? And is there something out there I could be passionate about? And can I be successful at that? And the answer is, yeah, you absolutely can. And that's what Beachbody's done for me. They didn't look at my background or where I came from or how much money I was making, or, if I was a huge into nutrition or a workout guru or anything like that. They just accepted me for how I was at that very second as a mom of a 1.5-year-old trying to lose some weight. I mean, that's the reason I joined. And since then, it's just really grown into so much more. It's created a business for myself and for my family. And I'm not the only one. Like, I'm your average person from southern Minnesota who moved to the dark side and has to live with a bunch of Packer fans now. Like, that's it. I'm no one special. So it's so cool to see that. And, being in a crowd with 25,000 other coaches that are, a lot of ways alike, like me in that respect, but so different in so many other ways. And to see them there and committed to this company and committed to their mission was just super cool. And it's just something that, I'll never forget. And, I'll agree. I went to last year's summit and it like totally like rocked my world. And I had no idea what to do with what I learned. And I came home and was just like, I'm super overwhelmed. What do I do from now? Going into this year's summit, kind of having that, what to expect a little bit, made it so much better. And I can say, like, I learned so much, and I'm so excited to use that to help my team and my challengers and to help myself, because you grow so much in that short week while you're there that it totally spills into the rest of your life. So I don't know. I think that's my biggest takeaway by far. And just the fact that, like, you can grow your business by just being you. You don't have to like do anything special. Like, I share the fact that I'm a sweat monster, that I love pizza and I drink wine and I like to work out. Like, I'm not big into nutrition. Like, that's not my cup of tea. I try really hard, but I fail a lot. But it's cool, and I'm there to support people that are just like me. You find your people that are like you. And that's the beauty of this business, is you find I'm going to make fun of Leah, your tribe. She hates that word. But, you find your family with this business. So it's super cool. And if I can say anything, it's worth just giving it a shot to see if it's for you, because I guarantee it will be. So, yeah, thank you very much.
That was very, very well said, Devin. Like, seriously, I could not have done that better myself. You're awesome.
Oh,
and like,
you.
It is so true. You find your tribe. I hate the word Leah, by the way, but that's kind of the buzzword now in the Beachbody community. Like, your vibe attracts your tribe is what a lot of people are saying. And it's true. Like, we gravitate towards people that are like us. And as a coach, you will attract people that need your help because they see something in you that attracts them, whether it's something that they're missing in their life or on some level they can relate to you. And that's very empowering, because as coaches, we want to help people. And it's awesome when we are empowered to do that. And a lot of us go into this coaching thing thinking, why would someone want me to help them? Like, that was kind of my thing. Like, when I first started coaching, I was 42 years old, which I thought was like so old, until I realized there's coaches that are older than me. And then I realized, oh my gosh, there's this whole slew of people that are my age that need my help. And if I can just teach them one thing or two things, or like, just bring them into my little community or tribe, whatever you want to call it, like, we are all so much better off. So with that, Leah, you're one of our tribe, and I challenge you to think of a better word because I can't. Like gang. There's got gang. I don't know.
My posse.
Right now. So I'm going to turn it over to you, girlfriend.
All right. My husband won't turn down Carrie Underwood in the background, so I'm just teasing him. Can you guys hear me okay? He's not too loud. So Devin is my coach, and I make fun of the word tribe just because, you know, to me it's like kombucha and cold press, and it's like one person does it and then everybody's doing it. So, but it is true. Devin and I actually went to high school with her husband, so we did not know each other prior to, I don't know, I think we bumped into each other a couple times when I was back in my hometown where she lives. And we weren't friends by any means. We were like, the random Facebook friends with each other. And 2 years ago, I was in a serious funk. And my husband and I had just gone through in vitro, and it didn't work. And it left my body just in shambles. And it left my heart in shambles. And it left me feeling, you know, a really big void in my life. Not necessarily a void because I didn't have kids, but it left a void because I think a lot of people think when you grow up, you go to college, you get a job, you work hard, you get married, you have kids, you know, and it's happily ever after. And, you know, I had been married for a couple years, and that just wasn't going to be my future. I actually, I'm a teacher, and, you know, my husband and I are both teachers. We don't really make very much money. So to spend that $20,000 on in vitro was like heart-wrenching to have to make that decision, and we had to borrow money from my parents. I just remember, like, when all was said and done and it didn't work, I was like, man, like, what now? Like, what do I do? My body is a pincushion. I'm fat. I hate myself. I hate my life. And I totally am like a religious, like, believe in God type person. And like, you know, I was scrolling through Facebook on one of those dark days, and it was actually my 3rd wedding anniversary, which is even more messed up. I tried my wedding dress on, a big mistake. But Devin was posting about losing weight with the 21-day fix, and I was like, that's it. I'm doing it because I feel like crap, and I just want to feel better about myself and start to heal. But I know that to feel better on the inside, like I need to improve my health because I wasn't allowed to exercise. They wouldn't let me drop below 150 pounds, which for me on my frame was like not my comfort zone. So I needed to, you know, kind of get back in the swing of things. And Devin and I connected right away. We just keep laughing because she'll post something about like her favorite song, or a song will come on, we're together and we're like, this is my favorite song. Do we just become best friends? So it was like divine intervention that, you know, that post came up, and your vibe does attract your tribe. And that's why Devin and I work so closely together. We work really well together. And we've started to kind of draw in people, you know, like each of us into our team. You know, of course, everybody is a little bit different in certain ways, but we have quite a bit of things in common, which makes working this business really, really fun. If you think about, you know, working with your best friends, like on social media, taking selfies all day, like I can't really think of anything better. Talking about drinking shakes and working out, like that's my dream come true. So I've been coaching for 2 years, and because of coaching, my husband and I have been able to actually start saving money. In the past, it was like everything we earned, we had to put towards loans, put towards mortgage, put towards everything, and we had very little to spare. We just bought a house, and we're renovating like the entire thing. My student loan debt is slowly decreasing, but it's just been such a major blessing. And you know, I think a lot of times people are like, I could never do that. And I just think about where I started when I, you know, first became a coach. I was like, what the hell kind of shape was I going to be in to help anybody at that point in time? But, you know, the thing is, this company is so passionate about personal development, and just before you can help anybody else, you have to help yourself. And honestly, like my main focus was getting healthy for myself on the inside and outside, and the rest fell into place. When I started feeling good about myself, that projected onto other people. When I started losing weight, people started noticing. It was very easy to transition into conversations with people. They wanted to know what I was doing. They were very interested. So, if you put your own health and fitness in the forefront, you're not inviting, you're not a salesman, you are just sharing the opportunity with people. You're sharing what works for you, you're sharing your lifestyle. And as far as the coaching aspect goes, like, I will never, ever feel bad about sharing this opportunity with anybody. I will never, look at a name on my Facebook page and say, that person wouldn't be interested. I literally have talked to all of my network about this because at the end of the day, like, it's changed my life, and I'm not going to withhold that from anybody. I have to let them make that decision for themselves if it's right for them. And last year I earned my ticket to Summit, and again, like, it was my first time, and I brought all these fancy dresses and high heels. Somebody else said that. And I thought it was going to be like this big fancy thing, and parts of it were fancy, but for the most part, like, everybody is just there to just socialize, hang out, have fun, work out, drink Shakeology. And I mean, I soaked in so much information last year. And this year I went, and last year I had one person on my team come with me, and this year we had 7 people come. And so our team just continues to grow. And now I think we already have like 15 people already bought their ticket for next year because they loved what they were seeing. I just think the training this year was just amazing. I have so many takeaways, a lot of what you guys already said, but again, like, and my coaches and I, we talked about this, like, where would you be if it weren't for this opportunity? And like, I was in such a dark place. Like, I'm like kind of scared to even think about it. Like, I just kind of maybe block that off a little bit. I know certainly financially, like, we wouldn't have been able to buy this house. We wouldn't have been able to pay off a vehicle and pay off all our student loans. But like, on the inside, that part of me, I'm like very scared to think about. If my life hadn't turned around at that point in time, it's kind of scary to think about. But, Gary Vaynerchuk was awesome. It's like nothing great ever came from, just sitting back, kicking your heels up. Like, everything takes work. Like, everything in life takes work. And, a lot of people think, well, gosh, I have so much on my plate. I don't have time to be a coach. And sometimes they even say that about, getting in shape. Like, I don't have time to work out. I don't have the money to invest in a challenge pack. And I just want to say to those people, what's your other plan? Are you going to continue your ho-hum job that you don't really care for? Or are you going to sacrifice a little bit of time every single day and invest in yourself and invest in your family to do something greater? Because it's really easy. And actually, I just did a Facebook post on this tonight. So easy when people just complain and complain and complain about the situation that their life is in. And on my post tonight, I said, your life deserves to be where it's at right now. If you're not taking action, you have to be the catalyst. And so I think that this opportunity is a catalyst, and it's a solution to, I can't think of anyone in my life right now that this wouldn't solve some problem in their life, whether it's depression or being overweight or low self-esteem or just financial issues. So I'll wrap it up there because I feel like I could talk for like 5 hours right now, but.
Okay, sorry. Couldn't find my screen to unmute myself. Yeah, oh my gosh, the one thing that struck me when you were talking is so many cool things have come from your experience since you started coaching. And you mentioned, you weren't emotionally in a place where you probably felt like you had a lot to give to other people, but this is so true. I always call it like the karma of coaching, because what you put out there comes back to you. And I just look at all this, like you said, you paid off your debt, you have this new house, and that is the beauty, that by helping others, you help yourself. And in no other job has that been more evident to me than Beachbody coaching. Even when you feel like you have nothing to give, you do. You do. If you put yourself out there, You do. You have something, even if it's just like a little tiny bit, and then that multiplies. And it's such a cool thing. So thank you for sharing that. I love you, girl. Oh my gosh. You're one of my besties. Like, Devin and Leah and I met in LA in January, and I'm like, yep, this is my tribe. I'm not going to use that. We're going to use Crazy Train from now on. They can be on my Crazy Train. Okay, so speaking of Crazy Train, I'm going to turn it over to the founder of the Crazy Train, Jessica Coldy. Jessica, you should share a little bit of how we actually met, because this is a great story for those of you guys who don't know about how Beachbody can bring people together in a very fun and interesting way. So go for it.
I've always wanted to be the founder of something, so I will accept Crazy Train as my foundation. So my sign up date is really similar to Nicole's. I signed up last May or June, and I also earned my free ticket. And I just signed up because I had weight to lose, and ran into a friend who was a coach, and she wasn't and still isn't super active in the business. She just kind of does it as people come to her. So, and of course, I was not worried about signing up for the business at the time. I was busy working mom. I had 2 kids under 3 at the time, I think. It was just like I just needed to get myself together. So part of getting myself together seemed like a good idea to relocate across the country. So while I was in the middle of this job hunt and starting to take coaching more seriously, Kim had posted that she was doing something. And so I reached out to her, and when I clicked on her Facebook page to send her a message, it says where people live. So I clicked on it, and I was like, she lives in North Mankato, which I don't think is a very big town, and it happens to be the town for where I am interviewing for a job in. And at the time I lived in St. Louis. So, Kim was in the group along with 500 other people I didn't know. And just for whatever reason, and it goes to what Kim said, like if you put stuff out there, it will come back, right? So Kim was just saying something about, I think she was hosting a free group, and I just wanted to be in it and learn how it was done. And then because of that, like we met and became friends. So if she wasn't a generous coach that offered to mentor people and help other people out, I mean, the universe wouldn't have paid her back with my friendship. So that's what she earned by being such a good coach to people's time with me. So anyway, that's how we met, and Kim has just continued to help me ever since then. So, and I help her by keeping her teenage daughter employed so that I can go to Beachbody events. So it's some payback there. Okay, so my big takeaway, and this is pretty significant because Kim and I also talk a lot about how the harder you work and the more competitive you get with coaching, like the more heartbreaking it is when you drop rank or you have to restart a qualifying period or whatever happens. And every single month, like I think I have some Success Club points lined up, and then people fall through. And like by the fifth of the month, I'm like, I'm done. I'm quitting coaching. It's over. So, and then, I get to Success Club 10 and everything's fine again. But there's just that moment every month where I'm just like devastated. And what several of the top coaches said, and that this is true, don't forget why you started. Like, don't get up in the morning and work your business if you need to work out first. Like, don't skip those types of things just to put the business ahead. And okay, so sometimes I wish that, my coach put more people under me, right? So I could get some free volume, or I wish for this. Well, 18 months ago, I just wish I could find some jeans that fit, right? And so I need to tap into that and remember why I didn't sign up to make this into a business. It happened. It's awesome. I love that I'm doing it, but I just signed up to lose 20 pounds, and I can never let go of that. So it's just important to like not be so frustrated or worried about the business that, I think about what would I gain if I quit coaching? Like I would miss Shakeology. I would gain the weight back. It's not worth it to get that frustrated, and not that I ever would, but like I said, that split second every month where I think about it. So I have nothing to gain by throwing in the towel because I would be giving up on my own fitness journey. So that's really the number one, is just channel that, go back to your why you started. And maybe it's different for weight loss. Maybe it is financial. Maybe it's a personal reason, but even if you're not making as much as you want to, are you making more than zero, right? So if that's the reason why you started, then stick with that mantra. So I was only going to talk about that one, but then Lucy inspired me to talk about the people side of it. So I was actually just thinking, like, who would I have hung out with? Like, if I hadn't met Kim, I'm sure I would have connected with other coaches in the group, but like it would not have been the same if I wasn't with the group that I was with last week. So, and when Lucy was talking about just being a more positive person, I think about when we all go back and think about that fear of posting and the people who will judge us and, you know, what should we say? It's like there's 20,000 people who for 3 days do not care what you put on social media. Like everybody's just walking around selfieing and doing live videos and nobody's judging because it's like, yeah, we're all getting ready to go take a selfie together. So that part was really amazing to be with like-minded people. Like you're not going to move into a neighborhood that's filled with 50 houses of Beachbody coaches. So to have the opportunity to be around people that are like you, your crazy train for a 3-day weekend is pretty awesome because you may come back and you're surrounded by people who don't get why you're posting all the time or who don't get why you have to be late to meet them somewhere because you have to get your workout done first. So it's just refreshing to not have to stress over that for those 3 days and be around people who are like, I totally get that you love pizza and wine and fitness all at the same time because that's definitely the kind of person I am too. So those are my 2 big takeaways is don't forget why you started and surround yourself with people that you don't have to stress out about for just 1 weekend a year.
Awesome, Jessica. And I will get on your crazy train any freaking day. And we had so much fun. I know I didn't see you a whole lot, but I knew I'd be able to see you back at home. So we just have so much fun together. And I just feel like the universe placed you in North Mankato for a reason, right?
For a reason.
Yes.
Well, and everybody on the crazy train has committed to being a Star Diamond by next summit. So we're going to move the crazy train to the fancy pants seats where you were and then just blow everybody's mind.
Yeah, we'll all have floor seats next year. Toot toot, right? Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kristen. She is our final coach tonight. And oh, Jessica's out. She's like, peace out. I'm going to get another glass of wine. Okay.
No, you guys will, those of you who hung out with me in Summit will appreciate that my dog gets on my nerves constantly. The frickin' dog needs to be let in and out and in and out. She was barking the whole time I was talking. So I've got to go get the dog.
Okay. So Kristen, with that, I will turn it over to you.
Hey, hi guys. My name is Kristen and I'm a Diamond coach and I live outside of Minneapolis in Minnesota. And this was my second summit. My first summit, Kim and I had just met each other and then we decided to be roomies and that was pretty spectacular. Shenanigans was our hashtag for the weekend. And we both went down and got certified in the PIO Live format before Summit even happened. So there's so many fantastic opportunities that come along with Summit that you can craft it to be just about anything you want to move your business. So this year's Summit was definitely different than last year. I wasn't down in Nashville as long. And this year I was able to bring coaches on my team with me. So that was really exciting as well. Because when you are sitting there sometimes for your first experience, it's really hard to envision what something might look like a year from now. And then to be in that space that time later is, it's kind of breathtaking. Like you're like, wow, holy crap. Like I did this. This is awesome. But just to wrap things up really quick, the 2 biggest takeaways for me, just so you know, my background was in corporate IT technology work, and I traveled a lot. I was in consulting, and then I also worked for a large retailer. So I've been in senior management positions. I have had large teams working for me. I've been responsible for $1 million budgets, yet for some reason, coming in and doing coaching really kind of rocked my confidence. I think for a long time, I was able to hide behind my role or the company and the brand that I was working for. And so a growth area for me was like, hey, this is you, Kristen. Like people want to work with you. And how does that feel? And so the two biggest takeaways for me were related to confidence. And Julie Voris, who is one of the top coaches in our network, she had a really great presentation. And she's a mom of 6, a busy fitness trainer, but she also was somebody who got into Beachbody in the beginning, loves Shakeology, and just talked a lot about how she just shares how it's real for her and real in their life, and that how it's so important to be you. Because if you're not you, if you're pretending to be something different, or you're thinking you're supposed to be like somebody else, like you're looking at somebody else's Instagram feed, Facebook feed, all of those type of things. If you're not you, then the world misses out on you, on the unique things about you, on all the great things that you are bringing to the world. So that was really one of those things that's like, yeah, like the world would like to know about my crazy life and how I love to dance and how I've got 3 kids that would much rather eat bleached white dinner rolls than Ezekiel bread, and who hide candy in their room. Like we all, but you keep it up, you keep going after it and all that kind of stuff. The other thing was at the Super Saturday workout, we started right away. You're going on 4 hours of sleep. You've weaseled your way through the crowd. You found your spot and you're ready to go. And Shalene Johnson came out. And so everybody's like just going nuts, right? And I love Shalene too. I'm a turbo girl from way back. And she just comes out and she just shines out this positivity. And I wrote down her quote from the clip. And she comes out and she just says, "You're here. I was hoping you would be here this morning. Take a look around. Think about how blessed we are. Streets and streets of people on the same mission that we have. A desire to help people become better, be happier, be patient, take control of their lives, and help them." And I was brought to tears, because it's like, yeah, freaking look at this. Look all around us. Like, there's a lot of crap going on in the world and negativity and stuff in our lives. But to be surrounded by people that all are just freaking giddy, to be standing in the hot weather just to work out together, and taking live stream video because they're trying to inspire people back at home to get up and do their Saturday workout too. Like, that really touched me. And again, just made me super excited to be a part of an organization that's doing so many great things. And that, yes, we want to earn an income from this, but at the core, we want to help people live their best lives. So those are my 2 big kind of rockin' moments coming out of this. And of course, like everybody said, super awesome to see friends that you only see online, got a private concert with Billy Idol, lots of great learning sessions, lots of fun. So I make it a priority to get there every year now.
Yes. And Kristen, your takeaway was exactly what I wanted to mention, because I'm grateful that you said it was Julie Boris, because I could not remember who said it. I had it written down. She says, if you don't do you, you don't get done, which really resonated with me, because that was one of the things that kind of prevented me from putting myself out there in this business. I was worried about what people would think. I was worried about all the preconceived notions about taking selfies and doing all the things that coaches do. I thought I would get judged, but you know what? In the end, we're going to be judged whether we do that or not. So if you're true to yourself, if you are putting yourself out there, your life will be so much richer for it. And one of the other things that really, really had a strong impact on me was when Shaun T gave his address at our general session. And he talked about transparency, and he shared some really, really personal things to him. And just the fact that if you don't face those scary truths about yourself, and if you're not honest, and if you don't put yourself out there, you really can't move forward and grow. And that was a huge takeaway for me. And I'm starting to become a Shaun T fan. I'm actually doing T25 right now. Bought some T25 gear at the core, which is another really fun thing that coaches get to do. We get to shop in this huge, it's not just a store, it's like an event. Called the Core, and all of us spend way too much money there. But anyway, Shaun T was my man this time, and I couldn't even believe it. But yeah, that's my main takeaway, and probably one of the main things I've gleaned from being a coach is, you know what? It's okay to be you. Your faults and your imperfections attract people to you more so than trying to be perfect by any means. And that's the beauty of what we do as coaches. So with that, I wanted to share, I'm going to share my screen here because one of the coaches that I met at the New Leader Conference, her name is Jamie Messina, and for my team, she was on our team call a couple weeks ago. She shared this video on Facebook today, and she's just an amazing creative person, but also was afraid to put herself out there before becoming a coach. Her cousin, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like country western music, but her cousin is Jody Messina. She actually recorded a song for Country Heat. But Jamie is talented in her own right. She actually rapped on stage at Summit last year. She didn't rap this year, but she did make this video. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because I think it's a perfect ending to our call. So just bear with me a second here. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen here. Okay, so I got to share this video. And I'll make it bigger here in a second. Can you guys see it? Kristen, can you? Okay, cool.
I'm headed to Summit, that's where all the coaches go. Cowboy up, you dream it will drum it. Always penny or from to grow. Obstacles we overcome it. Yeah, my voice we won't take no. Wondering just how we've done it. Take a seat and get in the know. I'm sitting in an Uber on the way to the airport, getting all excited cause the ball is in my court. You know, it's not about you and me, it's way bigger than that. Just take a minute to see power to change, not wait with the path. And what's better than that? I'll let you do the math. And while you're wasting time, I'll be changing lives. Stronger every day, giving strangers high fives. Catching up with friends at local dives. Head back early though, I gotta work out at 5. 25 thou because we roll deep. Yes, we met on Facebook and no, that don't mean you're a creep. I brought my energize, I got no time to sleep. Gotta look my best, but when I see Carl D, get me in the front row to catch Gary V. Autumn in the game got me yelling hee-haw. In a southern draw, the leaders in this business, they all got me in awe. Drop my hand to the floor to pick up my jaw. My emotions up and down like I'm on a seesaw. This gift we've been given, it wasn't meant to be wasted. That feeling in your gut that you're so close you can taste it. Just focus on your vision, your purpose, your plan. Whether you own it or you're just a doorman. Bag is packed, I'm headed to Summit. That's where all the coaches go. Cowboy up, you dream it, we'll drum it. Always penny or from to grow. Obstacles we overcome it. Yeah, my voice we won't take no. Wondering just how we've done it. Take a seat and get in the know. As I think of the ripple in this ocean of faces, what if Carl's plan took him 2 different places? Where would I be if I never began? Would I never woke up, got my head off the sand? It all started with the DVD and a shake, but it goes deeper than that. Make no mistake, I crossed Mitchell's path and I believe it was fate. January 17th, yup, still remember the date. I was lower than low with the plan to get out, to discover what this life's all about. Had to change my mindset, erase all the doubt, realize I can change, not just sit there and pout. You have the power, step up and transform. Trust and believe that you're not part of the norm. You're on this path for a reason, now to understand why. You won't reach the right people if you never even try. Put your hands together and look up to the sky. You can help someone choose to live and not die. Start living your truth, stop living a lie. There's no secret to this future, it lays in your hands. Whether you're up on the stage or you're out in the stands, just focus on your vision, your purpose, your plan. And remember, yes you can. Yes, you can. Bag is packed, I'm headed to Summit. That's where all the coaches go. Cowboy up, you dream it, we'll drum it. Always penny or from to grow. Obstacles we overcome it. Yeah, my voice we won't take no. Wondering just how we've done it. Take a seat and get in the know.
Okay, guys. I mean, that really just sums it up for me. I mean, all those photos and videos and yeah, so super cool. Like Summit was an amazing experience. So with that, I think I'll wrap it up unless anyone else has questions. No? Okay. I mean, I guess my one main takeaway is if you have it in your heart to join our team, if you're on our team and not sure whether or not you want to go to Summit, you have nothing to lose. It is a game changer in your life, in your fitness, in your health. It is amazing. And I've never met anyone that went to Summit that didn't have that feeling. So with that, I think I'll wrap it up. I hope I actually kept it to about an hour tonight, so I feel pretty proud of myself here. Okay, guys, anyone? Last call. All right, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
I'd love to get this video, Kim, the recording.
Oh, yeah, I will send it to you all, and you can share it with your team or whoever else, okay?
Yes, I had a couple that couldn't make it. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
And thank you to all the coaches that shared their testimony and their story. I mean, you guys are all what makes Beachbody amazing. And hopefully this showed everybody that we're just real people, right? Like, real people can change the world, right? In our own little tiny way. Or at least make it more amazing for ourselves, right? If you want to think about it that way.
Just spreading love, basically. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.